I believe Mr. Pakala is next.
Many thanks. Yes, no, my video is on. Many thanks, Mr. Kudryavtsi, for the insight so far. So my name is Tatu Pahkala. I'm working for the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Employment in Finland.
Could you please repeat, because I think the connection is poor. Your mic doesn't work well.
All right, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Better. Good. So I'm working for the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Employment here in Finland, dealing with electricity market and issues and energy security issues here. So basically in the policy sphere of things. So my question is, what are you expecting from the state? And what kind of support did you get from the state during the crisis? And what would you, in 2022, what would have you hoped that the government would have provided you? And a second question, more technical, how do you see the role of the distribution system in the future? As it seems that the distribution, if you have a distributed generation, then the role of the distribution system would be more important in the future. Yes, many thanks.
Yes, well, you're absolutely right. First of all, what I would expect from United States, if I heard you correctly, actually, United States and European countries and Japan and other allies, they provided all equipment that we needed to survive, and the result is you can see on the screen. So I have electricity. It's winter evening in Ukraine after 31 massive shelling, after 2,000 missiles. We don't have any power disconnections today in Ukraine.
So my question was more from your government. What would have you expected to have from your government?
Yeah,
what
from
kind
the
of
government.
Policy? Yes, kind of policy-wise.
Policy-wise, first of all, we need to put all the possible effort to stimulate private investment into decentralized generation facilities. There is no way that the public sector can roll out the needed amount of capacity that we need in our system, like 10 gigawatts plus. It's impossible that state-owned companies or government agencies would be able to do that quickly. So policy-wise, the only and the major policy recommendation that I would have would be to liberalize to a maximum extent electricity market, create economic incentives to the extent possible for the private businesses to enter Ukrainian energy system and start rolling out this decentralized facilities. We need probably up to 1,000 small generation plants, and we need hence 50, 100 players, new players in that field. Ukrainian companies and Ukrainian banks are already doing their part of the job, and everyone is very keen to do this because the economic payback is very good, because we have deficit and prices are high. However, we will not be able to finish this task quickly without Western capital. And I would say it should be a combined effort, Ukrainian government, but also Western governments, to create such an ecosystem to attract financing in the country in the war. Probably we need to think about, reprogramming the way international financial institutions operate. Probably they need to have more risk appetite to provide financing, insurance, and guarantees for the projects that are rolling out this new generation in Ukraine. But this should be the central part of the policy. The grid, as I said, the grid is secure. The grid has a huge stock of equipment. We built huge concrete shelters around our auto transformers to protect them from direct hits of Shaheeds. So the grid is resilient enough. but we need a resilient generation base as well. Coming to your second question, if you could just remind me.
Yes, it was about the distribution systems.
Yes, distribution systems, certainly. So, in my view, the trend will be that transmission grids that in the past they performed two functions. They were connecting different parts of electric system together into one system, and they were releasing power from big centralized power plants historically. This is the function of two main functions of transmission grid. In the future, because I think that the generation will be more distributed and will be connected to distribution networks in bigger share than to transmission networks. We'll be probably having transmission grids serving only this purpose of connectivity. So they will be, instead of being transmission grids, they will probably transiting grids, if you wish. So they will be evolving to a transiting role, and connection of the generation function would be in the hands of distribution systems, meaning that there has to be a vertically integrated dispatching process of a system. In real world, to me, it means that we would have one control room somewhere that would be able, using maybe AI applications, to manage the grid as an integrated object, transmission and distribution level together in the real time. Instead of having two-tier dispatching process, when you have transmission dispatching and then you have something in the distribution. Yes, they are coordinated now, but they need to be real-time managed in the future, as we will be having thousands and tens of thousands of small installations connected to distribution networks.